Evening. I'm going to be calling the Executive Committee along with the Public Works Committee to order for the joint meeting. I'll call the Executive Committee to order, and if the clerk could call the roll.
Supervisor Capellion may be joining us virtually, and Supervisor Shakur, I believe, would be on his way. Everyone else is here for both committees.
Supervisor Hopkins, you want to call the Public Works Committee to order?
I already stated that.
Okay. Good. All right, we're here tonight for item number 1, consideration of resolution by the joint resolution of the Executive Committee and the Public Works and Parks and Facilities Committee, authorizing Racine County to renew a lease agreement with JPM Hospitalities LLC for the operation and management of the bar and restaurant at Reef Point Marina. Action requested, first reading at November 11th, 2025 County Board meeting. Did you want to start, Corp Counsel, or?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll just make the introduction. So again, this is a resolution seeking to authorize what would effectively be the extension of a lease agreement with the current operator of the restaurant at Reef Point Marina under the name of JPM Hospitality Group. With us is Carrie, who is the manager for the marina employed by F3 Marina. Carrie?
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman, Supervisors. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. On behalf of F3 Marina, I'm recommending that Racine County extend the lease for Reef Point Brewhouse for an additional 3 years. This recommendation is grounded in both operational necessity for Reef Point Marina and in the broader economic and social value of the brew house provides to the entire Racine community. Reef Point Brewhouse is not simply a restaurant tenant within the marina footprint. They are a foundational anchor of this harbor. Their presence significantly enhances the overall marina experience, supports boater satisfaction, and contributes directly to the attractiveness of Reef Point Marina as a regional destination. Their partnership with us has been consistently strong, collaborative, and responsive to both marina operation and customer needs. Importantly, Reef Point Brewhouse is also a major year-round employer in Racine County, specifically the downtown area as well. They currently employ over 75 individuals, most in full-time or near full-time positions, and they play a critical role in providing first-time jobs to local youth who are seeking initial work experience in a supportive environment. This makes them not only a valued business partner, but a meaningful contributor to workforce development within our community. From a performance standpoint, they continue to provide top-tier service to both the boating community and the general public. Their reputation for consistent, high-quality hospitality is a key reason why boaters choose Reef Point Marina over competing ports along Lake Michigan. To support ongoing stability and to keep their lease structure aligned with comparable waterfront properties, F3 Marina recommends modest annual rental adjustments of 3%. This positions rent at fair market value with close by establishments such as theirs. In summary, extending the brewhouse's lease is in the best interest of the marina, the county's financial outlook, and the community members who rely on this establishment for employment, tourism, and year-round service. We strongly encourage the county board to approve the 3-year extension as proposed. Thank you.
Thank you. How long has the brewhouse been there?
2013, or 2012, excuse me.
2012.
I think the year before I first started. Long time.
Any other questions?
Yeah. May I?
Oh, so Supervisor Horth.
Thank you. I had, I think, 3 questions. First one is, have we had any history at all of any issues or violations regarding their operation at this location?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that you're aware of. Okay, thank you. Second, how much was actually paid last year as a part of this arrangement?
110,000.
So last year was 110,000.
Correct.
So we're going up to 113,000, which is a little less than 3%.
Exactly.
Okay. Next question. I noticed in the language in the agreement that because of COVID, there was a $10,000 reduction that was made back in obviously 2020 or
Correct.
21, whatever. Was that ever reclaimed as a part of going forward? Because obviously if it wasn't, then I'd be wondering why we didn't go back and try to incorporate that into the agreement.
It's understandable. It's a justifiable question. We did not recoup that. I know that they did suffer because of not only Racine requirements, but obviously the broader scope of the COVID virus in general, that restaurants did suffer greatly, and we wanted to ensure that they still sustained their operation moving forward. So we did not recoup that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Supervisor Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've only heard good things about the restaurant, but I guess this question for Corp Counsel, is there a reason why we don't name the restaurant that is Reef Point Brew House in our resolution?
That can certainly be added. The registered owner, the registered entity that runs the restaurant is JPM, so that's the contracting party. But I have no objection if the board so desires to make a note that the name of the restaurant.
So I guess I would ask all of the members here what they think if we just, like in the title and in the body, said restaurant at Reef Point Marina, would we say named Reef Point Brew House, or I don't know what the proper wording would be, but I think for transparency, that would be good.
Yeah, I think you could, with JP LLC for the operation and management of the Reef Point Brew House, whatever the actual name is, at Reef Point Marina. So you could substitute out a bar and restaurant with the name of the actual restaurant.
I guess I would ask unanimous consent that that be done.
And Carrie, is that a Reef Point Brew House? Is that
Yes.
the full title?
It is.
Okay.
Are there any objections to that? Okay. Seeing no objections, we'll go on with questions. Supervisor Miller, do you have any, do you still have the floor?
No, I just, thank you, Mr. Chairman. My assumption is that during the full county board meeting, the chair of the finance committee will ask for approval of the finance or the fiscal note, because we haven't taken that up.
I believe there's opportunity where the FHR committee is meeting on December the 3rd. So I believe the plan was that would be an agenda item at the
Okay.
meeting.
Thank you.
Chairman, this is Supervisor Caprillion.
Go ahead, Supervisor Caprillion.
Thank you. Has the Reef Point raised any concerns about the construction impact thus far?
They have raised concerns. There is language in the agreement that states if improvements are made on the land side, such as the building being impacted, and their obviously operation would then be impacted as well, that there would be a consideration of rent reduction at that time. But since that is not in the scope of the $32 million revitalization, which truly focuses on the water side renovation, that's not clear at this point, but it is mentioned.
Thank you. I did see that in there, and if I read correctly, there was language requiring board authorization for any rent abatement. Is that correct?
Absolutely, you are correct.
Okay, so I'm just curious though, is there anything to establish expectations for us, like how we would evaluate these requests if they were to come to the county board? For example, like would they have to demonstrate like a loss of customer or revenue or actual closure days or hours?
I would agree. They would, definitely. If their operation was affected due to landside renovations, that means their property would truly be shut down. So they could not actually operate or open for any type of business. And that would be documented appropriately and planned with them effectively to ensure that as least business is affected as possible.
Okay, so I think what I just heard you say is if they totally had to shut down, because in the language, I didn't know if there was some flexibility in there. You know, would they ask for some type of rent abatement due to losing half the customers as expected, or something along those lines? It just seemed a little vague in that particular part, so that's why I asked.
I understand. It's truly if they have to shut down on unable to operate.
Okay. And is there any cap on that rent abatement?
I don't think that's been decided at this time because it's truly unknown at this point in time.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, could I add on to that? Because that's a provision that I had added.
Go ahead.
Uh, Supervisor, the language that you see in the Third Amendment was purposefully kept vague. It was a request that was made by JPM. And really what we wanted to document there is that the parties would engage in good faith discussions about a potential abatement or reduction in the event of temporary closure. We purposefully did not get into those details because we didn't want to give any sort of false expectation that it would be granted, but rather that it would be considered. And of course, in order for it to be considered and acted upon would require board authorization. So we wanted to broach the topic that it's something that could potentially be discussed, but without the definition of any specific solution, given the uncertainty involved with that. And to Carrie's point, the expectation that there wouldn't be the need for a temporary closure at all.
Thank you for that. And I do understand the need for flexibility. And then just one last final question is, with the business interruption, is there insurance first that they would have to seek, or no?
There are insurance requirements that are part of the lease.
Okay, thank you.
Supervisor Kolb.
I guess bringing up to Supervisor Miller's point, we do have a no sublet agreement. So is JPM Holdings actually, are they running the Brew House Marina, or the Brew House Marina Brew House, whatever, the restaurant name? Is that a separate entity than the JPM Holdings?
It is not. They're doing business as Reef Point Marina. JPM is the,
But if that's a holding company, wouldn't they'd still be subletting to their other company though, wouldn't they then?
I guess it's a question for Michael. I'm unaware.
To my knowledge, Supervisor, JPM is the registered owner and operating entity that's doing business under the name of of the Reef Point Brew House. So it's the restaurant group, and the name of the restaurant is Reef Point Brew House,
Okay.
not a separate entity per se.
Supervisor Horth.
Thank you. Well, I have 1.5 questions. To that question or that comment, who owns the name Reef Point Brew House? Because if JPM goes away and we don't have some level of rights to that name, the name goes away. And frankly, there's your marketing opportunity. It could be lost or gained, depending on how you look at it. But
It's a great point, and I'll try and get the answer before second reading. I'll
Very
follow up on that. Thank you.
thank you. Now, the other part of my question is, and maybe this is for Supervisor Trottier, I took a look in the budget book, and I believe I looked on page 230, and it looked to me like I saw $100,000 in a line item for restaurant income. Is that what this is? I'm trying to tie
I do
things
not
back.
know. I'd have to look at that.
Okay.
Thank
I-
you. I'll
if-
get back to you.
If you could just take a look. 'Cause
What
I'm-
line item was that and what page?
It's actually on page 230.
Thank you.
And it's under restaurant income.
Okay.
And I'm trying to tie things back as we're being presented with them to determine is the money in the budget or not? Or I should say, how is it being shown in the budget?
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I may be able to address that in part, and perhaps Carrie can help out as well, Supervisor. So in formulating the budget for the brew house, which is part of an enterprise fund, and so any money that comes into any of the marina operations goes right back into the marina. And so in preparing the financials and the budget for 2026, my expectation is that F3 was budgeting conservatively, given the uncertainty that they knew that the lease was ending at the end of the year. There was a reasonable expectation that it would be in line with what the prior year was, hopefully a little bit higher. And so that's my expectation, is that they were budgeting conservatively with a lower number, given that uncertainty in the event somebody else needed to come in the event that we weren't able to successfully negotiate an extension with them.
By the way, I'm perfectly fine with the strategy. I just was trying to confirm, is that what this number, or is this number
Sure.
someplace else in the budget?
Any further questions? Supervisor Rossi.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm just wondering, what is the square footage of the bar and restaurant and serving or the prep areas? So total square footage.
I don't know that offhand. I know their banquet room is about 2,500 square feet. Their main dining area is probably about close to double that. And they don't have much storage at all. They have a small prep kitchen then on the first floor. I can get back to you on that exact square footage.
8 to 9,000 sounds realistic.
Maybe a little less than that.
A little less than that. All right. Just want to say it's an aggressive rate for that square footage in that location. You know, you typically, like in the surrounding areas, see $14 a square foot, something like that. You'd expect to see 16, 18. So this is a pretty good deal.
I do want to add in, we did a market study comparable to properties in a similar marina environment that has a, I don't want to say standing audience and within walkability of boaters per se, and it is close to the market right now. I know we were very aggressive in the past years to bring them from where they were at when they first started their agreement to now where they're at, which is close to market rate. But yes, they are right in line with other properties very similar to them, but that's few and far in between.
And by way of background, just for the newer supervisors, because this gets to that temporary suspension during COVID, the aggressive increase that Carrie's referring to, it was historically increasing by about a $10,000 amount each year. And so during that peak of COVID impacts, what the board ultimately authorized was temporarily suspending for that 1 year the $10,000 increase and keeping it flat from the prior year. The next year, it kept on that established track. And so that was the model. Then we've now, to Carrie's point, effectively gotten to the market rate. And so it's no longer feasible or frankly fair to continue at that $10,000 annual increase. Rather, the 3% is now kicking in. So I just wanted to offer that additional history and context.
Thank you.
Any further? Supervisor Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the executive committee, I would move to send this to the board for first reading tonight.
I will second.
Motion's been made by the executive committee to send this on to the county board for first reading tonight. It's a voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Do we have,
Well, likewise, I motion to move this resolution on to first reading tonight's county board.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. You opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you.
We adjourn.
item number 2, we are adjourned. take their seats. I'd like to call the meeting to order. The November 11th, 2025 County Board meeting. If the clerk could call the roll.
Supervisor Kelly is excused. We are anticipating Supervisor Brandt. Supervisors Kapralian and Hoffman are virtual and everyone else is in the chambers.
Thank you. We can all stand for the opening prayer. Dear Lord, being Veterans Day, let us pray for all the veterans who went to war, or support, so we can have this great country we have. Bless all their families and bless all the veterans. Thank you. Amen. And now the pledge. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item number 4, public comment. Pursuant to section 2-71 of the Racine County Court of Ordinances, each speaker shall be allotted a maximum of 3 minutes. Are there any requests? Are there any people in the audience want to public comment? Seeing none, we'll move on to item number 5. Reading of the minutes of the previous meeting, which is automatically waived unless resolutions by a majority of the members present, requested by a majority of the members present. Seeing none. Item number 6, resolutions and ordinances referred to committee.
There are none.
Item number 7, introduction of resolutions and ordinances for first reading and referral.
Resolution number 2025-55 by Finance and Human Resources Committee authorizing a multi-year agreement with RICO for Racine County's Printing and Services Division within the Finance Department for a total of $1,200,000. Resolution number 2025-56 by Finance and Human Resources Committee authorizing a multi-year agreement with Express Elevator for elevator maintenance and repair service at various county locations for a total of $263,683. Resolution number 2025-57 by Finance and Human Resources Committee authorizing the acceptance of a Wisconsin Emergency Management Grant in the amount of $100,000 and transfer of funds within the Information Technology 2025 budget. Resolution number 2025-58 by Finance and Human Resources Committee authorizing a multi-year agreement for cybersecurity services for a total of $357,709. Resolution number 2025-59 by Finance and Human Resources Committee authorizing the settlement of a claim of J.B. Hunt. Resolution number 2025-60 by Finance and Human Resources Committee authorizing the settlement of the claim of Kevin Kelsey. Resolution number 2025-61 by Finance and Human Resources Committee denying the property damage claim of Roger Pullman Auto Sales, Inc. Resolution number 2025-62 by Finance and Human Resources Committee denying the property damage claim of Logan Capizzi. And resolution number 2025-63 by Finance and Human Resources Committee authorizing a temporary agreement with the Village of Sturtevant for police services for a revenue total of $452,655.
Supervisor Hopkins?
Chair, I request for unanimously for a first reading tonight. Resolution that was unanimously approved by the Joint Executive Committee and Public Works Committee regarding a renewed lease agreement at Reef Point Marina.
Okay, that would be resolution 2025-44.
64.
64.
Yep, joint resolution by the Executive Committee and the Public Works, Parks and Facilities Committee authorizing Racine County to renew a lease agreement with JPM Hospitality LLC for the operation and management of, and we're going to update the title to the Reef Point Brew House at Reef Point Marina.
Thank you. Item number 8, communications and claims.
Number one, application of American Transmission Company LLC as an electric public utility for a certificate of public convenience and necessity to construct and operate the Elm Road Racine Transmission Line project consisting of a new 345 kV transmission line, PSC reference number 564983, located primarily in the city of Oak Creek, Milwaukee County, and the city of Racine, the villages of Mount Pleasant and Caledonia, Racine County, Wisconsin, from the Public Service Commission of Wisconsin. And number two, application of American Transmission Company LLC as an electric public utility for a certificate of public convenience and necessity to construct and operate the Elm Road Racine Transmission Line project consisting of a new 345 kV transmission line, PSC reference number 567093, located primarily in the city of Oak Creek, Milwaukee County, the city of Racine, and the villages of Mount Pleasant and Caledonia, Racine County, Wisconsin, from the Public Service Commission of Wisconsin.
Items number 1 and 2 are referred to the Economic Development and Land Use Planning Committee.
Number three, Racine County Facilities Management Notable Project Status Report for the month of October 2025.
Item number 3 is referred to the Public Works, Parks, and Facilities Committee.
Items number 4 and 5 are mortgage foreclosures, and items number 6 through 14 are notifications from the United States Bankruptcy Court.
So items number 4 through 14 are referred to the Finance and Human Resources Committee and Corporation Council.
Any requests for copies? Supervisor Horth?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would request copies of 1, 2, and 3.
Supervisor Spencer?
Thank you. 1 and 2, please.
Supervisor Miller?
1 and 2, please.
Supervisor Kolb?
1, 2, and 3.
Supervisor Coleman?
Thank you, Chair. 3.
3. Supervisor Trotter?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Numbers 1 and 2, please.
Any other requests? Seeing none, we'll move on. Communications from the county executive.
Report number 2025-42 by County Executive making a reappointment to the Racine County Civil Service Commission was referred to the Finance and Human Resources Committee.
Supervisor Trotter?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In regards to report 2025-42, on November 5th, the FHR committee unanimously approved the request from the county executive to approve the appointment of William Bill Gabby to the Civil Service Commission. Mr. Gabby did serve as the chief deputy for Racine County. His term will run from 12/31/25 to 12/31/30. Requesting approval from the county board.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, this is a majority vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Next, we have report number 2025-44 by County Executive making appointments to the Racine County Board of Health. This was referred to the Health and Development Committee, as well as report number 2025-45 by County Executive making a reappointment to the Veterans Service Commission. That was also referred to the Health and Human Development Committee.
Supervisor Miller?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As I announced at the last meeting, I'm going to ask the Health and Human Development Committee to make recommendation on these two reports tonight. And for the benefit of our citizens who are listening in, I will read 2025-44. Report by the County Executive making appointments to the Racine County Board of Health. To the honorable members of the Racine County Board of Supervisors. 2 members of the Racine County Board of Health will complete their terms on December 31st, 2025, and have both chosen not to seek reappointment. To fill these upcoming vacancies, I hereby appoint the following individuals to the Racine County Board of Health for terms expiring on December 31st, 2029. The first is Susan Greiner of Caledonia. Ms. Greiner has been a registered nurse since 1988, earning her Bachelor of Science in Nursing from the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. She began her career at Columbia Hospital in Milwaukee and later worked in home care and hospice in Racine. Since 2006, Susan has been has served as healthcare coordinator and special education lead RN with the Racine Unified School District. In this role, she connects with students and families with essential health resources, promotes wellness through education, and supports the prevention and management of communicable diseases. She looks forward to continuing her commitment to community health as a member of the Racine County Board of Health. The second is Dan Barron of Mount Pleasant. Mr. Barron has been a longstanding partner of the Racine County Human Services Department and the Public Health Division. In his leadership role with Professional Services Group, he has actively participated in various committees and coalitions focused on advancing public health. During the COVID-19 pandemic, he played a vital role in supporting the division by helping staff disease investigation and immunization clinics. He continues to share his expertise as an active member of the Public Health Division's Community Health Improvement Plan Work Group. Mr. Barron is looking forward to continuing his contributions to public health through service on the Racine County Board of Health. What is the desire of the committee?
Second.
There is a motion to approve, and there is a second. Any discussion? From the committee, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, with that recommendation, I would move to the full board that these nominations be confirmed.
Motion's been made and seconded for confirmation on the Health Department. Board, are there any comments or questions? Seeing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Supervisor Miller.
Mr. Chairman, report 2025-45 is a reappointment to the Veterans Service Commission. To the honorable members of the Racine County Board of Supervisors, the term of a member of the Veterans Service Commission is set to expire on December 31st, 2025. Mr. Scott has been an active and valuable member of the commission and has agreed to be reappointed for an additional term. Therefore, I reappoint for a term to expire on December 31st, 2028, Mr. Don Scott of Racine. What is the pleasure of the committee?
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? Hearing none, committee, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That nomination is recommended to the full county board, so I therefore make a motion for the full county board to approve this reappointment.
A motion's been made and seconded to reappoint a member of the Veteran Service Commission. Are there any comments or questions? Seeing none, this will be a majority vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Motion carried. Item number 10. Standing Committee reports containing recommendations on items referred.
There are no reports.
Item number 11. Second reading of resolutions and ordinances.
We only have them under majority vote this evening. That would be resolution number 2025-53 by Finance and Human Resources Committee setting a tax levy for 2025 to be collected in 2026. And resolution number 2025-54 by Executive Committee in support of the nomination of the Thomas H. Smith Shipwreck Steam Barge, restricted location in Lake Michigan near Caledonia, to the Wisconsin State Register of Historic Places and the National Register of Historic Places.
Adoption with separate consideration. Mr. Chairman.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, a motion has been made and seconded for separate considerations. We'll start with 2025-53. Supervisor Trotter.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, without objection, I'm requesting that resolution 2025-53 be replaced with 2025-53S. This was handed out this evening by our deputy clerk. When called upon, I will ask Byron Dean here from our finance area to address any questions that ones may have. This is the updated numbers that were approved at our last county board meeting with the amendments that were approved and submitted.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded for the amendment of 2025-53S. Are there any?
Mr. Chairman, it was a request for unanimous consent, so.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Then we don't have to, but we still have to, if there's any objections. Seeing none. Supervisor Trotter?
Yeah, I just, are there any questions that need to be addressed to
Is there any
Byron? Anybody have any questions?
Seeing none? You're good, Q?
Well, is it okay to discuss or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yep. Good.
Yeah, I support it, but I'd just like to say that in regards to this resolution that sets the tax levy, which is tied to the budget, of course, I just want to say thanks to all that made this happen. I really appreciate it. The $251 million, approximately 514 pages. And I want to thank all that helped prepare and amend this, the county executive and his staff and all involved from top to bottom. I'd like to thank each and every honorable member of the county board for their efforts, their dialogue, debate, and discussion. And this is a budget, in my opinion, that all of Racine County citizens can be most proud of. But again, I thank everyone, and it was a healthy debate, dialogue, discussion, and it was a great job on all parts, whether you agreed or disagreed. So I commend each and every one for their hard efforts here. Thank you.
So the clerk advised us to have a motion on the floor.
So move to adopt.
Okay. Is there,
Second.
okay. Any further questions or comments? Seeing none, this is a voice majority vote? No, you want roll call? Okay, we'll have a roll call vote. John?
Supervisor Kerpellion, how do you vote?
Yes.
Got the right button in my hand today. Supervisor Hoffman, how do you vote?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
Vice Chairman. Vice Chairman Meyer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Resolution number 2025-54 is a resolution in support of the nomination of the Thomas H. Smith Shipwreck Steam Bridge in a restricted location area in the state of Wisconsin. And doing some little bit of homework on this, I've did some reading up on this, that there's a lot of restrictions on shipwreck locations in the state of Wisconsin that are in place to protect and preserve these historic and archaeological sites for research, scientific study, and education. These regulations help prevent damage, looting, and unauthorized salvage, ensuring the wrecks remain intact for future generations to study and enjoy. So by doing that, we're just helping support that process to keep that location kept secret, restricted.
Are there any questions or comments? Supervisor Wish.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In your studies, how does a diver know that's restricted space?
I don't exactly know if there's. I don't exactly know if there's actually restricted space, but there's actually location is kept restricted. Now, a lot of times the scientific study and research that's done on it that's known, but the average actual dive teams, unless they're out, come across it themselves, it's not basically out for public to go and just, rummage through it.
So if somebody finds it, what's? and-
Right, they don't get fined if they actually come across it on their own, but it's just to stop people from going down there trying to find trinkets and souvenirs and stuff like that, because there's substantial fines and stuff for removing some of these artifacts from some of those ships.
So if it is determined that somebody just happenstance comes upon it and decides to help themselves, if someone finds out or the authorities find out, they're gonna be fined.
They could be liable, absolutely. Yep.
Thank you.
Any further questions, comments? Seeing none, this is a voice majority vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 12, reconsideration of resolutions and ordinances from previous meetings and or action on vetoes.
There are no items.
Item number 13, reconsideration of and or notice of intent to reconsider resolutions and ordinances.
There is no notice.
Item number 14, informational reports.
Report number 2025-46 by Finance and Human Resources Committee submitting investment report for the third quarter year 2025 by the Racine County Finance Director. Report number 2025-47 by Finance and Human Resources Committee announcing donations made to Racine County between July 1st, 2025 and September 30th, 2025. Report number 2025-48 by Finance and Human Resources Committee announcing grant applications applied for by Racine County between July 1st, 2025 and September 30th, 2025. Report number 2025-49 by Finance and Human Resources Committee submitting the Racine County 2025 bi-monthly large capital projects report. And report number 2025-50 by Finance and Human Resources Committee announcing the distribution of sales and use tax revenue for October 2025.
Item number 15, miscellaneous business announcements and oral reports. I'd just like to invite everybody, if they haven't seen it yet, the Wisconsin Discover has it on the YouTube Discovery channel. The Edmund Fitzgerald that the county's association magazine referenced this last month. It's about an hour and it's very interesting. We talked about shipwrecks just before. Any other information, any other
Chairman?
announcements? Supervisor Capralian.
Thank you so much. Just this past weekend, I was able to go to the event that our two youth in governance, one Madura, who was last year's youth and governance rep, and actually I think she served 2 years with us at the county board. Then the current Supervisor Miller, your youth and governance rep, Tria, coordinated a fundraiser 5K walk over at Case High School. So successful. There's a lot we should all be proud of. And just to see, they did a presentation beforehand and they had a lot of material afterward to educate on water conservation and how Racine County fares in comparison to other parts. So Supervisor Miller, if you have the opportunity, please extend my pride and to TRIA and see if there's any way that we can continue to support their efforts and wanting to expand themselves outside of just their normal everyday. And this is a reminder too that this is nomination time for youth and governance reps. So mentors, please reach out to your mentees and see if you can help them at their schools. And then also you yourselves, any freshmen, sophomore, or juniors, get to nominating them or reach out to organizations who can do so. And just a reminder, December 4th is government services. So put that on your calendar and there'll be an opportunity to get any information or questions answered for the Sheriff's Department with the Sturtevant deal. And then also the DA will be there presenting as well. Thank you.
Supervisor Trotter.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd just like to take note of the donation page that was presented tonight and note that the county fair contributed $13,500 to the Canine Project. And you have to the Summer Youth Project, you have United Way donating $150,000, which is unbelievable. And then our people owned, our professional team owned by the people, the Green Bay Packers, contributed $2,000 to the youth program. So I'm just really very pleased with the donations from the general public to our county. So thank you very much.
Supervisor Horth.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I wanted to acknowledge Director Otto for her support of the United Way donation process. She was able to coordinate in Waterford with Noble Brothers, the hamburger and creamery facility, where a portion of the proceeds from that evening were donated back to the United Way. A number of us had the opportunity to act as servers and cooks and ice cream scoopers that night. And believe it or not, even though it was cold, there was still quite a bit of traffic. So anyway, I want to make sure we recognize her for those efforts. Thank you.
Supervisor Secure.